Tonight, March for Justice. Tens of thousands of people rally around the country. Alleged Parliament House rape victim Brittany Higgins leading the charge in the nation's capital. Attorney General Christian Porter hits back, launching defamation action against the national broadcaster. The hunt for callous and cowardly thugs who bashed a grandmother and left her for dead on the steps of a South Yarra church. Never before seen footage of the moment police opened fire on a self-proclaimed terrorist. And the MCG all prepped for the blockbuster AFL season opener, with football fans back in the stands.
This is 10 News First Melbourne with Jennifer Keyte.
Good evening. First, in Melbourne, tens of thousands of Victorians have come together with a rally cry for change. Angry protesters also blockaded Collins Street outside the Victorian Liberal Party's headquarters.
Protesters and police toe-to-toe outside Liberal Party headquarters. Hundreds blocking Collins Street as they demanded change in society and in the corridors of power. It was a small splinter group from the thousands who gathered at Treasury Gardens.
My first ever protest march, and I'm proud to be here.
It was peaceful but emotional, the anger and hurt palpable.
This has been going on for too long. Seriously, I'm getting emotional. It's just ridiculous that we still have to march for this. It's not that hard to treat a human with respect.
There were women and men of all ages, from children like 11-year-old Lily.
This is my future, so I want to help make a change.
To mothers.
She was born a protester, and it's where the change is just happening too slow.
And grandmothers.
We're not second-class citizens. If it wasn't for us, there'd be no men.
Hundreds of hand-painted signs and a banner bearing the names of women and children who were killed by men. Speakers included survivors, activists and a former federal Liberal politician.
In the House of Representatives, 1,200 people have been elected. And whilst I'm proud to have been one of them, only 132 of them have been women.
Police say there were no fines issued or arrests made. Originally, organisers were expecting just 1,000 people at Treasury Gardens. This morning they upped their COVID-19 permit to 5,000, but there were clearly many more than that here today, with people feeling that they needed to be here and be part of a growing movement. Crowds swelled interstate too, including in Brisbane and Sydney. Tens of thousands united by a common cause.
I am woman, hear me roar.
Annie Kearney for 10 News First.
It's been heralded as a turning point for the nation. Thousands upon thousands of people across the country demanding an end to violence against women. They were led by Brittany Higgins, the woman who was allegedly raped inside a minister's office in Parliament House. In an emotional speech, she declared the system is broken. Tegan George begins our coverage.
The woman whose pain and courage lit a fire in millions. Wearing suffragette white, Brittany Higgins went back to where her story began, Parliament House in Canberra.
Well, to those powerful men and women, I'm here to tell you, Brittany Higgins will not be silenced.
She had planned for the project host, Lisa Wilkinson, to read out her speech, but in front of thousands.
Miss Brittany Higgins.
No more being silent or silenced.
That if it can happen in Parliament House, it can truly happen anywhere. I watched as the Prime Minister of Australia publicly apologised to me through the media, while privately his team actively discredited and undermined my loved ones.
There were huge cheers as politicians from all parties and their staff streamed out onto the lawn to join them.
We can't let our little girls live the same way that we've lived and put up with the same crap that we've put up with. So, yeah, for all the little girls, that's why we're here.
Women and men travelling from around the country to be a part of history.
Watch me grow, see me standing toe to toe as I spread my love and love. Well, I'm here with my mum to support women in the workplace.
It's been years of this. And if people in power can get away with things like that, what is that saying to our Australian men?
For the thousands of faces in the crowd, this was the one people most wanted to see. Unfortunately, Prime Minister Scott Morrison was a no-show.
I think Scott Morrison should be asked to step down, actually. He should told to go along.
He did invite a delegation to a private meeting with him and Marise Payne, the Minister for Women.
World leaders come into this building and take up that opportunity to meet with the Prime Minister. The fact that you've been invited is really, really exciting. Please grasp the nettle and take that opportunity.
But on behalf of the crowd outside, organiser Janine Hendry politely said no.
He needs to read the room. We are here because he hasn't read the room, because he hasn't been willing to listen to the voices of women. So at this point in time, no, I won't be meeting the Prime Minister.
She did, however, meet the Deputy Prime Minister by chance in the corridors.
So when you tell me that you're willing to look at it, I'm going to tell you I want some action.
Okay.
And the women of Australia want some action. We're drawing a line in the sand right here, right now.
Okay. All right.
You'll give me that assurance?
Well, I'm certain that we'll absolutely look at it. I can't give you the assurance.
Not exactly confidence building, unlike the scenes outside.
By embracing legislative reform that enabled survivors of sexual abuse to have a voice and be heard, we started it here.
Tegan George for 10 News First.
Premier Daniel Andrews has been released from hospital after fracturing his spine and breaking 5 ribs while falling down a set of stairs. Simon Love joins us live now. And Simon, he won't be heading straight back to work.
No, Jen, he'll be spending time at home, 6 weeks in fact, and he has to wear a brace except when sleeping. So that official leave of absence is well underway now. Daniel Andrews was discharged from the Alfred Hospital this morning. He's not required surgery up until now, so his doctors and specialists are keeping an eye on him. And Daniel Andrews released a statement saying that he narrowly avoided permanent damage to his spinal cord after falling on wooden steps at a rental beach house at 6:30 a.m. last Tuesday morning on the Mornington Peninsula. So James Merlino will be acting for Daniel Andrews. But speaking of leadership, it's the opposition leader, Michael O'Brien, that's under a bit of pressure this afternoon. He is facing the prospect of a leadership challenge, with Liberal MP Brad Batten confirming that he will run for the leadership of the party if a spill motion gets up in tomorrow morning's Liberal Party room meeting at 8:30. But Liberal MPs supportive of Michael O'Brien came to visit him at Liberal Party HQ this afternoon. Here's what David Davis had to say to me.
People are entitled to make a spill motion. That's the party rules, and in that sense they're acting within the rules.
Did Brad Batten call you asking for support?
He has called me. We have not yet spoken, but we will.
The magic number, Jen, is 16 Liberal MPs will need to vote in favour of the spill motion for the leadership to be declared vacant. The sense that I'm getting ringing around is that spill is unlikely to get up, but hey, it's politics. Anything can happen overnight as the politicians work the phones furiously, no doubt, Jen.
OK, thank you very much, Simon. A Melbourne grandmother badly injured and being treated in hospital after being bashed outside her local church. Police are now hunting those responsible for the callous and unprovoked attack.
Bloodied and bruised, Penelope Katsavos was punched, pushed and kicked to the ground.
She didn't deserve it.
The 78-year-old was attacked in South Yarra early on Saturday. She was opening the doors to a Barry Street church when a strange man grabbed her trolley about 6 a.m.
She asked him, "What are you doing?" And he just started yelling.
When she refused to let go, the man struck the grandmother in the face while a woman stood nearby.
At that stage, she didn't fall. He then pushed her over.
Penelope Katsavos waited up to half an hour for help to arrive. She was discovered on the church steps, covered in blood, by a passing street cleaner.
You know, she was there for, all that time alone, just wondering what would happen.
She's got a fractured pelvis, She's got a broken wrist and she's got 2 bleeds on her brain.
The victim's trolley was dumped less than half a kilometre away outside the jam factory on Chapel Street. Her purse and mobile phone were left inside. Police are searching for a man and a woman but don't have a description of the offenders.
And it's just going to be a matter of time before they catch him. Yeah.
Jade Kotick for 10 News First.
Attorney General Christian Porter says he will take the stand to defend rape allegations dating from the 1980s. Today he announced he is suing the ABC and its star reporter Louise Milligan for defamation, setting up a legal battle bigger than anything in recent political history. Here's National Affairs Editor Hugh Riminton.
When Christian Porter denied allegations he raped a 16-year-old girl when he was a teenager himself, he ended by taking immediate leave to look after his mental health. But he has not been idle. Today, the Attorney General launched a defamation suit against the ABC and Four Corners reporter Louise Milligan. While her initial account did not name Christian Porter, his lawyers say he was easily identifiable, subjecting him to trial by media. They say even the ABC knew it.
It was by then an open secret in Canberra that Christian Porter was the minister accused.
After the death of the alleged victim caused police to close the case, the Prime Minister has repeatedly ruled out ordering an independent inquiry into the conduct of his Attorney General.
So you won't be ordering an inquiry on this?
I'm not the police force. But effectively, an inquiry is now coming.
It would be a welcome opportunity for there to be a proper legal proceeding rather than just a denial or trial by media.
The ABC will defend the action, making the federal court the stage for a legal drama with enormous stakes for all involved. If no one blinks first, it'll mean the court will examine what did or did not happen between 2 teenagers 33 years ago. Mr Porter's troops are led by senior counsel Brett Walker, who argued George Pell's successful appeal in the High Court. But the former lawyer for the now deceased alleged victim says the issues are wider than this case.
There is a lot that needs to change in relation to how the system responds to sexual violence and to survivors.
Importantly, Australia could go into the next election with the questions about the Attorney General still not settled.
It would be surprising if it could be brought on and concluded with an outcome this year.
But by then, we might at least have heard his version under oath. Hugh Riminton for 10 News First.
Crowd capacity at Melbourne stadiums is unlikely to increase from 50% in time for Thursday night's start of round 1. The season opener between Richmond and Carlton will be the first time fans watch footy at the MCG since the 2019 Grand Final.
The goalposts went up this morning. The grass is freshly cut. Footy is finally returning to the MCG.
Obviously the best ground in the country, and we're looking forward to getting back here.
Richmond faces Carlton in the season opener Thursday night, but the famous ground will be half empty.
We are planning for 50%. Tickets have gone on sale this morning, as you know. If it goes up before then, clearly we'd be able to deal with it.
Victoria has gone 17 days without a community COVID case, and there are calls to increase crowd capacity up to 100%. The clubs want it.
We can't stop restricting people from living their lives.
The players want it too.
Hopefully they can increase that and get a few more of the Tiger Army here and listen to the roar would be good.
As many as we can get there would be better for us.
But the state government is digging in.
When the health advice tells us it's safe to do so, we'll start to see those numbers increase.
And it's typical of the government. They want to control our lives and people are sick of it.
The Melbourne Cricket Club is ready to go if and when the goalposts shift.
We've put in a pretty comprehensive COVID-safe plan that we think addresses all the concerns that they may have. So we're hopeful that will be in the not-too-distant future.
The MCG will host the first 3 games of the season. Thursday night marks the first time an AFL match will be played on the hallowed turf since July 5th last year, and the first time footy fans will be back in the stands in 537 days. Natalie Yannidis for 10 News First.
We can't wait. And now here's Stephen previewing more sport, and a Hawthorn legend will donate his brain for science.
He will, Jen, as the AFL decides whether to introduce a concussion sub. David Parkins says he'll donate to help further study into the issue, fearing he has suffered after being knocked out 12 times.
To be quite honest, I've been having some difficulties with my cognition, etc.
Also in sport, they're calling this one of the greatest goals in Premier League history. And the Sawgrass shank as the 17th claims yet another victim at the Players' Championship.
Thanks, Stephen. Coming up in 10 News First. The night terror came to Brighton. The harrowing emergency call from a hostage as an inquest into the deadly siege gets underway. Another country hits pause on the rollout of the AstraZeneca vaccine. And coming up after 6, Australia's vaccine rollout reaches another crucial stage, with frontline workers receiving their second jab.
In the race to the finals, they're about to face one of the toughest challenges ever.
We had to find a needle in a haystack. Literally.
Literally.
We don't know what this needle looks like, how big, how small, what colour.
That was just torture. Oh mate, I was having nightmares just thinking about it.
We're going to be here for hours.
Everything is so sharp, I keep thinking it's a needle.
We cannot be the last team here.
I did not want to go home just because I didn't find a needle in a haystack.
The race to the finals, tonight on 10.
Hungry Jack's Penny Pinchers everyday savings are here. Get a flame grilled cheeseburger with tasty cheese and barbecue sauce for just $2. Or grab a carry cup to go with 3 nuggets and chips for only $3.50. Penny Pinchers everyday value. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Sign up to BP Rewards and you can earn BP points to spend in store.
BP Rewards.
Or get dollars off fuel.
BP Rewards.
Or earn Qantas points towards a holiday.
Totally BP Rewards.
Sign up online today. Your rewards, your way.
For me, the best way to get the best seafood this Easter is from Coles, Australia's best sustainable seafood supermarket.
Coles Tasmanian salmon portions, skin off 4-pack, down to just $14.
Coles, value the Australian way.
There's no place like me. For your next home loan, break the bad spell with your current lender and switch to me. Find out about our $2,000 cashback offer and wickedly low home loan rates. Speak to me or your broker today.
I am King Akeem Jaffa. You are the heir to the throne of Zamunda. Yes, my son.
Go child support for 30 years and you came back? You was a dummy.
I'm a king, I'm a king, I'm a king. What a throne that let me... Roll into Bridgestone Select for massive deals, like 4th tyre free on Bridgestone and Copia and up to $100 cash back on a huge range of tyres. For tyres and auto service you can count on, you're always in safe hands at your local Bridgestone Select.
Peaches, why are you hiding again?
The people.
Come on, don't you want to say hi to everyone?
No. Don't you know strangers freak me out?
Cats suffer from stress and anxiety just like we do, so it's important not to misunderstand things like hiding as part of their personality. Fairlyway diffusers are scientifically proven to help calm cats and get them back to their best.
I'm back, baby.
It should be the simplest challenge in the world. But when you're blindfolded, it becomes the toughest. Can these twins conquer the cube's toughest challenge yet?
Just be confident where you land. You're leaving the cube with either $50,000. Go. Or nothing.
Can they conquer the cube's toughest challenge yet? Find out on 10. It's time to play 7:30 Wednesday.
Life's full of big moments, and knowing your credit score with Credit Savvy can help you reach your financial goals. Join over 1 million Australians and take control of your credit life for free at creditsavvy.com.au.
Good afternoon. At the moment, taking a flight over Brighton, where there's been quite a serious incident just near the train station. Police remain at the scene and several roads are affected in the area, including a closure of Church Street. That's for both directions, either side of Middle Brighton Station. Police remain there, and you're best off using Carpenter Street or Mail Street instead. They are directing, so just follow their directions, obviously. Also, Glen Waverley, Springbar Road near Waverley Road, big delays due to works. I'm Jess Miller in the Credit Savvy Traffic Chopper.
Graphic vision of the moment a self-proclaimed terrorist was shot dead by police has been made public for the first time. A coroner is now investigating what police could have done differently during the siege in one of Melbourne's most affluent suburbs. And a warning, viewers may find some of the vision in this story confronting.
During an intense standoff captured on night vision cameras by the police air wing, Jakob Keyte was surrounded and shot dead. The 29-year-old had just killed the receptionist at the Buckingham Serviced Apartments and was holding an escort hostage.
Emergency services, please help me.
It's a hostage situation.
Okay.
She called 000.
It's a hostage situation. The clerk at the front is dead. There's a bomb in the premise as well.
Keyte phoned a TV station claiming this is for ISIS, this is for Al-Qaeda. The coroner's court was told he was happy, he wanted attention. During a second 000 call, threats were made to police.
No one come into the room 11 or else the hostage died.
But it was Keyte who ran toward police, shooting and injuring 2 officers with his shotgun. A third was hit during the crossfire. The Somali-born shooter came to the attention of police in 2005. The court heard in the lead-up to the siege, Keyte was watching religious and ideological material. Senior officers today admitted, had they known, that would have been an indicator we look out for, extremist ideology, and something we would be concerned about. While Keyte was known to the Counter-Terrorism Command, he was seen as a low-level person of interest. An inquest is scheduled to run all week with the hope of identifying what could have been done differently. The big question, to what extent was Keyte being monitored while on parole? Christina Castalis for 10 News First.
There have been no more cases of community transmission in New South Wales today after a Sydney quarantine hotel worker tested positive to COVID-19. Genome sequencing has found the security guard has the exact same strain of the more contagious UK variant as an international traveller in one of the hotels where he worked. But health authorities say there's no obvious breach that explains the transmission.
So we are testing everyone who worked, co-workers who worked with this gentleman, to just check that there's not someone else who may have been an intermediary.
Other travellers staying on the same floor of the Sofitel will be held in quarantine for a further 14 days since the infectious case was transferred to a health hotel. Ireland has become the latest country to halt the use of the AstraZeneca vaccine. It follows continued reports of blood clotting in patients who've been given the COVID jab in Norway. But the Irish Chief Health Officer says it's purely precautionary and that no link between the vaccine and those cases has been conclusively proven. Other countries to suspend the use of the AstraZeneca vaccine include Austria, Italy and Denmark. Supermarket collectibles are often aimed at little shopping helpers, but a new Coles campaign could see shoppers bagging 7 pieces of MasterChef stainless steel cookware.
For every $20 shoppers spend in a single shop at Coles, they'll receive 1 point, and starting at 40 points you can collect the cookware.
They're really beautiful pans to cook with, and we love cooking at home, so they're light. I love the thing that they're light, they're really easy to clean as well, and it's just good, fun cooking at home with beautiful equipment.
Shoppers can start collecting from next week. And ahead in 10 News First, more fury aimed at police in the UK as thousands protest after the death of a young woman. And remembering Princess Diana, the heartwarming letters penned by her grandchildren.
Good evening, Kate Freeban with your Monday weather. We're starting to feel the change in the seasons. This morning was the coldest of the year in Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra and Adelaide. Here in Melbourne it dropped to 8.9 degrees just before 8 a.m. But the clear skies that brought us the chilly weather this morning also brought a mostly sunny day with blue skies for most of the day across the city. It warmed up to 22 degrees just after 4 o'clock and right now it's sitting on 21. Around Melbourne it hit 3 degrees this morning in the Yarra Valley and today temperatures reached the low 20s. It was a cool morning right across Victoria. The coldest place was Mount Hotham. It dropped below -2. Today there are a few light showers just through the southwest, mostly around Port Fairy. But apart from that, today's been mostly sunny, ranging from 14 degrees in Falls Creek up to 25 degrees in Swan Hill. The weather is looking lovely all week for Melbourne. It is warming up tomorrow. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast later in the Bulletin. I'll catch you then.
If you think Meghan Markle's having problems, well, she's not alone.
Are you being trolled online because you're a Meghan Markle lookalike?
I didn't even know there was an interview.
Have you ever thought about sitting down with like an Oprah lookalike?
New Hughesy, 9 o'clock tonight on 10.
A foundation that's good for your skin. Really? True Match Foundation by L'Oréal Paris. With 80% moisturising cream and hyaluronic acid for improved skin quality in 2 weeks. True Match Foundation by L'Oréal Paris. In 40 shades.
We're worth it.
If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it.
Wow, Max, how relaxed are you? You look so happy.
I'm not happy. The sky is screaming at me. This is worse than the vacuum. Help me!
Dogs suffer from stress and anxiety just like us, so it's important not to misunderstand signs of stress like panting. Available in either a comfortable collar or convenient wall plug-in, Adaptil is scientifically proven to help calm dogs and get them back to their best.
Bring on summer.
Bunnings is definitely your home of paint. 4 litre British Paints Paint and Prime, only $69.90. 4 litre low sheen acrylic paint, just $24. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
Autumn is a great time to grab a deal at Carpet Call. Like these new ranges of fashionable hybrid flooring from only $39.90 per metre. We have the latest European laminate starting from just $22 per metre. Transform your walls with Easy Cover Pro in 10 great colours. And ask us now about our range of made-to-order blinds and shutters. So what are you waiting for? Call into Carpet Call now.
Call, Carpet Call. The experts in the trade.
Did the monkey just talk?
We need Kong. The world needs him.
Godzilla will come for him. It would be a death sentence.
Godzilla vs. Kong in cinemas March 25.
My name's Alice. I'm a nurse. I'm going to stay with you.
At Aware Super, we are inspired by our members to breathe life into our communities. As one of Australia's best performing super funds, we have demonstrated that you don't need to sacrifice doing well to do good. Become aware today.
In the race to the finals, they're about to face one of the toughest challenges ever.
We had to find a needle in a haystack.
Welcome back. While the discontent around the treatment of women swept capital cities across Australia today, a similar movement is taking shape in Britain. Thousands more protesters swarmed London, furious over the police response to a vigil held to mourn the death of a young woman.
There's a burning anger in Britain right now.
fuelled by the police response to a vigil honouring the death of murdered woman Sarah Everard.
You should have arrested the murderer, really. Yeah, finally, after he murdered someone, you arrested him.
And the determination of women to reclaim the streets continues, this time outside Westminster and Scotland Yard, demanding an end to violence.
Against women on the streets.
Protesters claim democracy died when officers broke up the memorial over the weekend.
I feel very angry that they think that they have the right to dictate how we mourn and how we react.
But London's top cop defended their actions.
Given the fact that we're still in a pandemic, unlawful gatherings are unlawful gatherings. Officers have to take action if people are putting themselves massively at risk.
Cressida Dick is under serious pressure though. All the major newspapers have captured a broad feeling of hurt and dismay towards her force. For now, she maintains she's going nowhere.
What has happened makes me more determined, not less, to lead my organisation.
But the reality is if Cressida Dick stays or goes, doesn't make women in this country more safe.
But when one of her own officers is allegedly responsible for the brutal killing of Sarah Everard, it's left many women asking, where can they feel safe?
Hundreds of women go missing each year, and there still is not any sort of reckoning for that.
These women are hell-bent on making sure the day of reckoning does arrive. Phoebe Bowden for 10 News First, London.
There's been a further escalation of tensions between the royal family and the Sussexes, with Buckingham Palace calling in a law firm to investigate claims Meghan Markle bullied royal staff. Both current and former aides are expected to give evidence to the inquiry, but the couple isn't expected to be invited to take part. Meghan has denied the allegations. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are trying their best to ignore the scandal engulfing the family. On what was Mother's Day in the UK, the couple released letters written by their kids George, Charlotte and Louis, addressed to Princess Diana. They reveal how much they love her and how much she's in their thoughts, with Charlotte writing how much Prince William is missing his mum. Donald Trump may have had a bromance with Kim Jong-un, but it appears the North Korean dictator is giving Joe Biden the cold shoulder. Despite numerous attempts by his administration since February to contact officials from the rogue state, it's yet to receive any response. In fact, state media there has even refused to acknowledge Joe Biden as president. Mr. Biden is expected to unveil his plans for dealing with North Korea next month. Once America's favourite governor, even Democrats are now turning on Andrew Cuomo. Two more senators from his own state of New York have told him to resign over continued allegations of sexual harassment, although the president was slightly more measured.
Do you think Governor Andrew Cuomo should resign?
I think the investigation is underway and we should see what it brings us.
But Governor Cuomo is digging in, saying he won't step down before the investigation is complete. There's no let-up in the bloodshed on the streets of Myanmar, with at least another 39 people killed during protests. It marks the deadliest day in the country since the military coup was staged at the start of February. Many demonstrators targeted Chinese-owned factories, claiming the Asian superpower is supporting the actions of the military. And ahead in 10 News First, a mining giant's ambitious plan to go green. And the history-making Grammys. Beyoncé and Taylor Swift write their names into the record books.
In the race to the finals, they're about to face one of the toughest challenges ever.
We had to find a needle in a haystack. Literally.
Literally.
Oh, mate.
I was
having nightmares just thinking about it.
The race to the finals, tonight on 10.
I feel like something new.
Discover a new world of deliciousness.
Murray River Salted Double Chop.
Try the new Tim Tam Crafted Collection. What more could you wish for?
I had twins.
I started a new job.
I finally asked her out. I took over the family business.
We bought an apartment.
My brother got out.
Let's see what it's got.
Comfort, bucket loads. It's tough, really tough. But smart. Brand new Mazda BT50, the complete package.
Macca's biggest and best ever loose change menu with more of your favourites. And for a limited time, you can grab a Happy Meal for just $4. A little goes a long way at Macca's.
This Saturday's going to be big. Bigger than a box trifecta on Cup Day. In fact, it's the biggest day of racing and sport at your local tab. It's the big day of play. There'll be big offers, big deals with venue mode, and live betting for those big opportunities. So get a big crew together, or build one when you get here, because it's going to be large. The big day of play. This Saturday, March 20, book a table at your local tab. Long may we play.
Sarah! Jenny Craig works.
I've lost 28 kilos with the help of Jenny Craig.
I can honestly say that I've loved every moment of being on the program.
The food was tasty, the variety available to you is great.
On Rapid Results, members lost an average of 5 kilos in the first 4 weeks. Start today and save $30 on your first weekly menu on our Rapid Results weight loss plan. Call Jenny Craig now.
Strong handwork here from Dusty. Now Munster stirs to the left. Oh, now the right. He annihilates those creases.
Reads the wind beautifully.
And Munster with the try. Irresistible stuff from the wooden spooner.
He always like this?
Taste the victory.
Yep.
Oh, Dusty, he's loving it. Dusty, oh, what a day he's had. And we'll do it all again tomorrow.
With NIB Rewards, you can get more from your health cover. Unlock discounts on hundreds of everyday items and experiences from major brands across Australia. Cook up healthy meals with discounts on fresh food from Woolworths. Feel great with health and beauty items from Priceline Pharmacies. Or find whatever you need for your home and fitness on Amazon. Be rewarded. Search NIB Rewards today. It's worth it.
Can these twins conquer the cube's toughest challenge yet?
You're leaving with $50,000 or nothing.
Tonight's finance report is brought to you by Fellaway, the secret to happy cats.
Life's full of big moments, and knowing your credit score with Credit Savvy can help you reach your financial goals. Join over 1 million Australians and take control of your credit life for free at creditsavvy.com.au.
Good afternoon. Final check of the roads for your Monday. Just taking a flight over Springvale South at the moment where there's been a collision. This is Westall Road extension between Springvale Road and Spring Road. Southbound in the emergency lane, you can see crews are on scene and traffic is slowing past there. Southbound starting to build up a little further south as well. And Glen Waverley, we've got works causing severe delays. Also Springvale Road northbound just near Waverley Road with the left-hand lane closed off. Delays banking back to the Monash Freeway. I'm Jess Miller in the Credit Savvy Traffic Chopper. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hello there, I'm Gillian Bowen with your finance news. One of our mining giants is upping the ante on its ambitions to turn green. Fortescue Metals Group has brought forward its target to be carbon neutral, which is now only 9 years away. So how will it work? Fortescue says it will develop green electricity, green hydrogen and green ammonia projects in Australia. This, Chairman Andrew Forrest says, has the potential to eliminate fossil fuels from supply chains. The company remains committed to its iron ore business, but it predicts it could one day be significantly outscaled by its green energy initiatives. Rivals Rio Tinto and BHP have carbon neutral targets of 2050. On the share market today, Fortescue's share price saw red, but other miners were also down off the back of falling iron ore prices. Qantas took off. Analysts now believe there's value there as the outlook for tourism improves thanks to federal government's travel rescue packages. This is how the dollar is performing against the other major currencies. It's a little weaker, buying around 77 US cents. As for the economy, the Reserve Bank governor used a speech today to reiterate Australia is responding very well to the pandemic, but Philip Lowe says the unemployment rate is still too high and the economy is operating well short of what it could be. And that's finance.
This is Melbourne's 10 News First. Tonight's headlines. Tens of thousands rally across the country demanding an end to gendered violence. Brittany Higgins among them in front of federal parliament urging action. The Premier back at home to continue treatment for the serious injuries he suffered in a fall. He faces at least 6 weeks off work. And a grandmother left battered and bruised outside a South Yarra church. Her attackers still on the run. The federal government has taken a major hit in the latest news poll. Labor is ahead 52 to 48%, two-party preferred, with the primary vote locked at 39%. The Prime Minister's popularity has dropped by 2 points as dissatisfaction grows with his government's handling of the rape allegations made by Brittany Higgins and the historic allegations levelled against the Attorney-General, which Christian Porter has denied. Well, this is why you need to look both ways before crossing a road. Dashcam video captured the moment a cyclist rode right in front of an oncoming car in Sydney's inner west. The rider's hurled into the air, his helmet shaken free from his head before he hits the ground. Amazingly, he was able to walk from the scene without major injury. Well, it was a different-looking Grammys today, held against the backdrop of the COVID pandemic. While Megan Thee Stallion announced herself to the world, it was a couple of veterans who stole the show. Here's our entertainment editor, Angela Bishop.
It was a rock-solid opening when Harry Styles performed his hit Watermelon Sugar.
That was amazing, man. I mean, I would have worn a shirt for my first Grammys, but, you know, each to his own.
Host Trevor Noah corralled the performers who stuck around to watch each other play. She had two of the biggest hits of the year with WAP and Savage, so it was no surprise Megan Thee Stallion won Best New Artist.
Thank y'all so much.
The 26-year-old star also entered the Guinness Book of Records with Beyoncé when Savage won Best Rap Performance, the first time any female artist has won that award. Then more history as Beyoncé won her 28th Grammy, the most wins ever by a singer.
This is so overwhelming. I've been working my whole life, since 9 years old.
Her own 9-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy, even won one for Best Video for Brown Skin Girl. Australia's Tame Impala and Flume missed out in their categories, while Hillsong was beaten in the Best Christian Music Album by Kanye West, who won his 22nd Grammy, counting the one he threw in the toilet last year. Bruno Mars farewelled one of the artists 2020 stole, Little Richard. While Lionel Richie said goodbye to Kenny Rogers. And Brittany Howard and Coldplay's Chris Martin honoured Jerry and the Pacemakers. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion didn't disappoint with the first ever live performance of the NSFW hit WAP. Taylor Swift performed 3 songs from her hit albums Folklore and Evermore, before becoming only the 4th artist after Frank Sinatra, Paul Simon and Stevie Wonder to win Album of the Year 3 times.
But mostly we just want to thank the fans.
Hers, I Can't Breathe, which became an anthem for the Black Lives Matter movement, won Song of the Year. And Ringo Starr presented the Record of the Year Grammy to Billie Eilish, who wanted to give it to Megan Thee Stallion.
I was going to write a speech about how you deserve this, but then I was like, there's no way they're going to choose me.
Angela Bishop for 10 News First.
And now Stephen's back with sport, and we could have a new AFL rule as soon as tomorrow.
That's right, Jen. Clubs should find out within the next 24 hours if they'll be allowed a concussion sub. Meantime, Hawthorn legend David Parkins says he'll donate his brain to science to help research. Also, 2 Richmond stars cleared to play. The Blues also receiving some positive news as preparations ramp up at the MCG for Thursday's season opener.
Comedian Will Anderson's making up for lost lols on the project tonight.
It should be the simplest challenge in the world. But when you're blindfolded, it becomes the toughest.
You're leaving the cube with either $50,000 or nothing.
Can these twins conquer the cube's toughest challenge yet?
Missed an episode of The Cube? Go to 10play to get it on demand now.
Strong handwork here from Dusty. Now Munster stirs to the left. Oh, now the right. He annihilates those creases.
Reads the wind beautifully.
And Munster with the try. Irresistible stuff from the wooden spooner.
He always
can
like this?
taste the victory.
Yep.
Oh, Dusty, he's loving it. Dusty, oh, what a day he's had. And we'll do it all again tomorrow.
$3.10 could get you a minute of city parking, or a very small coffee, or extras cover for singles with Frank Health Insurance. Yep, cover for just $3.10 a week. Join Frank Health Insurance today.
This Saturday's going to be big. Bigger than a box trifecta on Cup Day. In fact, it's the biggest day of racing and sport at your local tab. It's the big day of play. There'll be big offers, big deals with venue mode, and live betting for those big opportunities. So get a big crew together, or build one when you get here, because it's going to be large.
The big day of play. This Saturday, March 20, book a table at your local tab. Long may we play.
Come on, darling, up you hop. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Save up to 10% on your first year's premium when you get a new Allianz home insurance policy online. Allianz, supporting Australians for over 100 years, no matter the weather. Search for a quote today.
I had twins.
I started a new job.
I found my dream car.
I finally asked her out.
We bought an apartment.
I said goodbye to my best friend.
Single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
In the race to the finals, they're about to face one of the toughest challenges ever.
We had to find a needle in a haystack.
Tonight's Sports Report is brought to you by KO. Sport lives here.
Good evening. Preparations are ramping up ahead of Thursday night's AFL season opener between Richmond and Carlton at the MCG. The Tigers have declared premiership duo Tom Lynch and Dion Prestia certain starters, but Blues veteran Eddie Betts is sweating on selection despite overcoming a calf injury.
The posts are in on the hallowed turf.
The AFL is ready to return to the MCG after an 8-month absence, and the Tigers are set to unfurl their last 2 premiership flags in familiar surrounds as they begin their quest for 3 straight.
It's good to be back out here. It's been a while now. Obviously spent it last year in the Gold Coast, and the turf looks good, and I'm looking forward to get back out here on Thursday night.
The skippers are ready to take flight. Trent Cotchin is confident. Dion Prestia and Tom Lynch are right to go.
Yeah, both have trained really well this week, so I'd be surprised if either of them weren't fit to play on Thursday night. But again, we have another main session tomorrow.
Harry Mackay should provide a much-needed presence up forward for the Blues.
Yeah, Harry will. He'll be right to play, given that he gets through training.
But even with Zach Williams suspended and a host of other injuries, Eddie Betts is not guaranteed selection.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not part of the coaching staff, so I'm not sure. He played last week, so he'll be available for selection. It's just whether he gets picked.
The Blues haven't won a season opener since 2012 or played finals since 2013, and the pressure is mounting.
I wouldn't say we feel the weight of expectations externally. I think internally we have our own standards and our own drive to get better and to be a better footy side, and we obviously haven't been where we want to be for a number of years now.
The pressure could also rise on Friday night as Adam Treloar prepares to face his old side Collingwood in his new colours for the first time.
Obviously there's a bit more feeling there with Adam, and obviously we're going to do our best to win for him, but also for all our fans and ourselves obviously as well.
Steele Sidebottom will miss the clash with a calf injury, but Taylor Adams is fit to play. Alex Malcolm for 10 News First.
As the AFL considers a new concussion sub, a former great is donating his brain for scientific research. Hawthorn legend David Parkin says he and others want to help.
78 years young, David Parkin played in a rough and tumble era and was concussed 12 times, the most until John Platten came along.
Nicely picked up by Parkin. Parkin boots him down. It's going to be Neil and Scott.
When you think about it, it's nearly won a season, and I retired on the basis of a concussion I had in Perth. Got knocked out for 24 hours, woke up in hospital the next day at 3 o'clock, so I was out for 25 hours.
And while he can joke about it, he also recognises the serious impact concussion has, even at his stage in life.
To be quite honest, I've been having some difficulties with my cognition, etc., and I certainly have, I'm not publicly concerned, but I certainly have gone off and pursued some tests, etc., because I was a bit concerned.
The 4-time premiership coach will continue his broadcasting career with ABC Radio this year. He's lived a long and fulfilled life. Others haven't been as fortunate, and now he wants to help the footballers of the future.
In my case, I've donated my brain for research, and because I think I was the second most concussed player in the AFL.
A class action from concussion sufferers looms over the AFL and makes their next move all the more important. Parkin is supportive of any initiative like a concussion substitute.
I think anything that protects the welfare immediately and maybe the long term. I'm all, Rob, for the protection of the player and looking after them as well as we can in those circumstances.
We've shown we can be agile and flexible, and he's having a discussion about that, and if it makes sense, he'll do it.
Rob Waters for 10 News First.
There's a bit of the walking wounded about the Crows. Matt Crouch is pushing to play against Geelong, but remains touch and go, while defender Tom Doedee has declared himself ready, but says it's now up to the medicos.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel confident I can play. But they're the professionals in the fitness side that know they track all the kilometres and stuff we do, so they know whether I'm good to go in terms of loading and whether I've done the work, and then the coaching staff will make that decision.
The Crows take on Tom Hawkins and Jeremy Cameron without Daniel Talia, who remains a few weeks away from playing. Eagles spearhead Josh Kennedy is set to play round 1 against the Gold Coast despite an injury-interrupted pre-season. The 33-year-old has been troubled with a calf problem in recent weeks, but was back in full training this morning ahead of Sunday's opening clash with the Suns.
Yeah, he looks really sharp. He's done it for a period of time. I think my whole time at the club he hasn't been available for pre-season, and round 1 comes along and he's performing at his best as he always does. So we all have faith in him, and I'm sure he'll be available for selection this week.
Midfielder Xavier O'Neill is the front runner to replace injured captain Luke Shuey, who has been ruled out of week 1 with a hamstring. Matilda's captain Sam Kerr is the toast of the soccer world with an historic hat-trick in the League Cup final. Her 3 goals helping Chelsea to a 6-0 rout over Bristol City.
The backflip is back. We've long known there's something special about Sam Kerr. Now the rest of the world knows it too.
Cup final hat-trick, Sam Kerr.
The first player to score a hat-trick in the final, making it the most lopsided League Cup decider in history. It took just 90 seconds for the Matildas skipper to get on the board, but it was the second that brought her trademark trick.
Yeah, better late than never. Everyone's been waiting for it, so... Are you getting a bit rusty? Yeah, I'm a bit tired from all the games, to be honest, so I nearly didn't make it.
The North London derby produced what's been dubbed one of the greatest goals in Premier, a 2-1 win, while West Ham missed the chance to move into the top four against Man U thanks to a second-half own goal to Dawson. A similar laugh or cry moment for Brendan Todd on the 17th at Sawgrass.
Yeah, listen to it. He just dropped the club and laughed. A shank. Oh, man. What a place.
No such clangers from Justin Thomas, who produced near-perfect goal from tee to green to rally from 3 shots back, closing with a 4-under-68 to win by 1, with his late grandfather front of mind.
I wish I could talk to him, but I know he's watching.
Keyte Price for 10 News First.
A dunk of the year contender in the NBA today.
Oh, yes. Detonates at the rim. And we got a technical foul as well, but Jackson Hayes put it on his head.
Hayes is only 20, but certainly slammed it home. At the other end of the spectrum, it was Steph Curry's 33rd birthday. The sharpshooter doing what he does best, dropping 32 points in the Warriors' win. Dame time isn't just reserved for game time, with this trailblazer just as hot at practice. Damian Lillard's half-court heave meant Portland could clock off early from practice, while he also called time on our play of the day. Highlights everywhere, but we've said it before, we'll say it again, Sam Kerr, how good.
Superstar. We love her. Thank you, Stephen. Kate's back after the break with all the weather details.
Women march across the country demanding change. That's next.
In the race to the finals, they're about to face one of the toughest challenges ever.
We had to find a needle in a haystack. Literally.
Literally.
Oh, mate.
It was
I was having nightmares just thinking about it.
The race to the finals, tonight on 10.
Okay, just keep your head down.
Yes, Paige.
Feet shoulder width. That's your best bet.
You say bet?
Mm-hmm. Now just grip it and rip it.
Magnificent. A 350-yard bomb. And I just smashed her favorite in the next race in Melbourne. Where'd it land?
It hasn't. 4!
You should see when I use 2 hands.
It's shacking easy to bet anytime, anywhere with the PointsBet app.
If you're dreaming of a Toyota, dream bigger at Melbourne City Toyota. With 4 locations giving you bigger choice and value, get your next Toyota at Melbourne City Toyota. Camberwell, Heidelberg, South Melbourne and the CBD. Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
Sometimes, even the best tenants can cause damage to your investment property that standard building insurance may not cover. Terry Shear, Australia's leading landlord insurance specialist, provides the cover you need for your property and rental income. Have confidence that your investment property is in safe hands.
As a first-time investor, Terry Shear provides the security I need.
Call Terry Shear or go online.
I'll have a strong, smooth, creamy latte.
Be your own barista at Coles Express. With award-winning Coles Urban Coffee Culture from just $1. Express yourself at Coles Express.
Pandora. Something about you.
Climb a tower and be a princess, get shot at with arrows, wizards throwing spell packets. It's an amazing feeling. It's euphoric.
There are so many ways we can live better. Search Medibank Live Better to find yours.
They've always had their issues, but their rivalry has entered a new dimension.
They're a little animated.
Really? this year.
Could he wear a jaunty hat? I think that'd be adorable.
Check in with the world's best worst friends.
That is a wanted dead or alive and your stick figure of a mouse and your E's are backwards. That's never gonna work.
Tom and Jerry the movie in cinemas April 1.
It's never been a better time for a city escape, and our cities are open, ready and waiting for you. But before you head off, check the latest travel advice on government websites. For more tips, head to 10 Traveller and check out Safe Travels.
If you think Meghan Markle's having problems, well, she's not alone.
Are you being trolled online because you're a Meghan Markle lookalike?
I didn't even know there was an interview.
Have you ever thought about sitting down with like an Oprah lookalike?
New Husey, we have a problem on 10. At the later time tonight.
Tonight's weather report is proudly brought to you by PointsBet. It's shacking easy to bet anytime, anywhere with the PointsBet app.
Now it's over to Kate Freeban for the weather. Kate, our mornings are getting cold.
Jen, we're just starting to feel the change in the seasons. It's generally feeling cooler, but especially in the mornings. Today was Melbourne's coldest start of the year. It was the first time it's dropped below 9 degrees. Tonight, our weather photo shows the evidence of that autumnal change at Geelong, where over the weekend, Amanda Linton captured the leaves turning orange and red. We'd love to see your weather photos too. You can send them our way by using our hashtag Kate's Weather Pics when you're posting them on social media. This morning, that low of 8.9 degrees came just before 8 o'clock. It warmed up to 22 degrees just after 4 this afternoon, and right now it's 21 degrees. Around Melbourne today, it was a very cold start in the Yarra Valley, hitting 3 degrees at Yarra Glen. Today, top temperatures reached the low 20s. It was a very cool morning across the state, dropping below -2 degrees in Mount Hotham. And today, there were a few light showers just through the southwest, but apart from that, today's been mostly sunny. Ballarat only reached 18 degrees, while Gippsland hit the low 20s and it reached the mid-20s through the north. Around the country, Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra and Adelaide all had their coldest mornings of the year. Today there's been rain in Brisbane. Sydney was mostly sunny and 24. It's been partly cloudy in Adelaide, reaching a top of 22. With a warm day in the west, Perth was mostly sunny, hitting 30 degrees. On the satellite photo, a band of cloud is stretching from the northwest tropics across the NT and into Queensland and New South Wales, and that's generating showers and thunderstorms. But Victoria has cleared. The high that's sitting in the Bight brought us clear skies today with a chilly morning and then mostly sunny conditions across the state. Now tomorrow there might be a few showers in Victoria's far east, but most of the rain will be through Queensland. That means another wet day on the way for Brisbane with showers in Sydney too. It's a cold morning for Canberra. A dry and partly cloudy day for Adelaide. It's warming up to 25 degrees, while over in Perth, they're still enjoying summery weather tomorrow, heading for a top of 34 degrees. In Victoria, there'll be patchy morning fog through Gippsland with a few showers through the east around Orbost and Bairnsdale, but the rest of the state is looking fine. Partly cloudy through the south with temperatures mostly in the low 20s, while up in the north it's looking sunny and it's warming up to the high 20s. Around Melbourne, there'll be patchy fog tomorrow morning, mostly in the outer eastern suburbs, and then we're looking at a partly cloudy day across the city with temperatures in the low teens in the west and then the mid-teens there in the east. On the Bays, southerly winds will turn easterly with the waves at 1 metre. In Melbourne, it's down to 14 degrees overnight. Then tomorrow is looking partly cloudy, heading for 22. Looking ahead, we have a whole week of lovely weather. Wednesday's mostly sunny and 26. 25 degrees the top for Thursday and Friday, but then the best weather will come over the weekend. Sunny and 27 degrees on Saturday, and it's looking mostly sunny and 27 degrees on Sunday.
The developing stories we're following tonight. A rallying cry echoes across the country as thousands, young and old, join the march for justice. The Premier reveals just how close he came to permanent damage to his spinal cord. And the next phase of the Pfizer rollout means some of our frontline health workers are now fully vaccinated. It was a rallying cry to a nation. Brittany Higgins, the alleged victim of a sex attack inside a ministerial office, in front of thousands outside Parliament House demanding change. At the same time, tens of thousands of people marched around the country, calling for an end to violence against women.
Sick of silence, the fight for all women, amplifying the voice of one.
Because we can't let our little girls live the same way that we've lived.
I think we can't be quiet about it. We can't ignore it.
Well, I'm here with my mum to support women in the workplace.
Out to the women. We can't keep quiet anymore.
Brittany Higgins bravely speaking out once again. This time to thousands in front of Parliament House in Canberra, where her story began.
But if it can happen in Parliament House, it can truly happen anywhere.
With allegations of misconduct surfacing on both sides of politics, some parliamentarians joined today's chorus.
I am strong. I am invincible.
Scott Morrison, though, a notable absence.
It's not the kind of action I would have taken. As a man, I would have thought that I was man enough to come out.
March for Justice organisers declining the Prime Minister's offer to meet with a small delegation in private.
I think it's not just about me. It's about the women that are marching across Australia today, and they're the voices that he needs to be listening to.
Brittany Higgins reiterated today this is not a political issue but a human issue. That being said, how the Morrison government has responded since she went public has been reflected in the polls.
Labor now leading in the two-party preferred vote in the latest news poll, but if today is anything to go by, all parties are on notice.
We stand with survivors!
Chloe Boris for 10 News First.
Enough is enough. That's what thousands rallying in Melbourne declared about misogyny and violence against women. Collins Street was blocked off as the protests spilled onto the streets, activists targeting Liberal Party headquarters.
Collins Street at a standstill as protesters and police clashed. Hundreds rallied outside Liberal Party headquarters, mostly teenage girls, bravely telling their stories of sexual abuse as they demanded change in society and in the corridors of power. It was a small splinter group from the thousands who gathered at Treasury Gardens.
My first ever protest march, and I'm proud to be here.
Holding hand-painted signs and a banner bearing the names of women and children who were killed by men.
It's just ridiculous that we still have to march for this. It's not that hard to treat a human with respect.
In the House of Representatives, 1,200 people have been elected. And whilst I'm proud to have been one of them, only 132 of them have been women.
Police say there were no fines issued or arrests made.
Originally, organisers were expecting just 1,000 people at Treasury Gardens. This morning they upped their COVID-19 permit to 5,000, but there were clearly many more than that here today, with people feeling that they needed to be here and be part of a growing movement.
Tens of thousands united by a common cause.
This is my future, so I want to help make a change.
Annie Kearney for 10 News First.
The ABC says it will defend itself against a defamation action brought today by Attorney General Christian Porter. The allegations against him of rape, which he strenuously denies, look set to be tested in court.
The Attorney-General sits on top of Australia's legal system. Today, Christian Porter plunged into it, suing the ABC and its star reporter, Louise Milligan. Mr Porter claims he was easily identifiable in reports of an unnamed cabinet minister who allegedly raped a 16-year-old girl in the 1980s.
It was by then an open secret in Canberra that Christian Porter was the minister accused.
Mr Porter says the allegations made by a woman who died last year were completely untrue. When police closed the case, the Prime Minister insisted that was the end of it.
So you won't be ordering an inquiry on this?
I'm not the police force. But Mr Porter says he's now determined to give his version under oath.
It would be a welcome opportunity for there to be a proper legal proceeding rather than just a denial or trial by media.
The ABC will defend the action, making the federal court the stage for a legal drama with enormous stakes for all involved. If no one blinks first, it'll mean the court will examine what did or did not happen between two teenagers 33 years ago. Senior counsel Brett Walker, who argued George Pell's successful appeal to the High Court, will lead Mr Porter's legal team. But the election could still come before the questions are resolved.
It would be surprising if it could be brought on and concluded with an outcome this year.
Whatever the outcome, the case will resonate through politics, media and the law for years to come. Hugh Riminton for 10 News First.
A Melbourne grandmother is expected to spend weeks in hospital after being so viciously bashed she suffered a fractured pelvis and bleeding on the brain. The 78-year-old was set upon by a man and a woman outside of South Yarra Church early this morning. Keyte spoke with her family.
The 78-year-old was found covered in blood outside this South Yarra Church early Saturday morning. Penelope Katsavos was opening the front door when a strange man grabbed her trolley shortly after 6 a.m. When she refused to let go, the man punched her in the face and pushed her to the ground before taking off with the trolley. Mrs. Katsavos was found covered in blood by a street cleaner half an hour later.
You know, she was there for, all that time alone, just wondering what would happen.
She's got a fractured pelvis, she's got a broken wrist, and she's got 2 bleeds on her brain.
The victim's trolley was found less than half a kilometre away on Chapel Street near the jam factory. Strangely, nothing was taken. The victim's purse and mobile phone was still inside. Police are now checking CCTV in the area to identify the man and a woman involved in the vicious attack. Mrs. Katsavos is still recovering in hospital.
State opposition leader Michael O'Brien is facing a leadership challenge following the Liberal Party's annihilation in Western Australia. Simon Love joins us live now. Simon, what can you tell us?
Well, Jen, tomorrow morning there will be a Liberal Party room meeting, and my understanding is a spill motion is on the cards, and it's being brought forward by Liberal MP Brad Batten, who wants to put his hand up for the leadership of the party. Several Liberal MPs this afternoon went to visit leader Michael O'Brien to show their support for him, but they do require 16 of the 30 Liberal MPs to get the spill motion over the line, and more MPs that I've been speaking to late this afternoon have been indicating that that is unlikely to happen. But Michael O'Brien, he emerged from his office a short time ago and was defiant.
Look, I'm confident that my leadership will be supported by my party, and I don't think the spill motion will get up.
What's the message to Brad Batten?
Look, I said I'm confident that my party leadership will be endorsed and supported by the party.
Speaking of leadership, the leadership of the state is in interesting territory at the moment, of course, with Premier Daniel Andrews out of action. He has confirmed today, after leaving the Alfred Hospital, that he will be off work for 6 weeks, and he requires to wear a brace at all times except when sleeping. But Daniel Andrews released a statement today saying that he has avoided any severe damage to his spinal cord. So good news there is his continued recovery at home goes on. Jen, James Molino will be stepping into the Premier's chair tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see who he'll be facing off against in the opposition leader's chair.
OK, thank you, Simon. Victoria is keeping a close eye on the coronavirus breakouts in both Sydney and Brisbane. But for now, borders remain open. It comes as our vaccination rollout moved into the next phase, with frontline healthcare workers receiving their second jab.
It's the small needle that holds a lot of hope.
All right, so we're giving you the second dose today.
Our frontline healthcare workers were among those who received the COVID-19 vaccination first. So 3 weeks on, it's time for their second and final shot.
It's exciting, I think. It's just time to get rid of this thing and move on with our lives, and the quicker we all get vaccinated, the quicker we can do that.
At hospitals across the state, they lined up.
It's a real privilege to get vaccinated, actually, and a huge relief, on a personal level, but also just to see the country moving forward like this.
We've all found maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel and we can get back to some kind of new normal.
Victoria has now vaccinated almost 32,000 people. The second stage of the rollout, which includes emergency service workers and people aged over 70, will start soon. After the vaccination, people must wait on site for 15 minutes, just in case they have an anaphylactic reaction to the jab and need to be treated.
It's quite severe, which is why we sort of have the emergency response in place.
So far we haven't had any, which has been great.
Victoria has now gone 17 days without a locally acquired case of COVID-19. And while Sydney and Brisbane both deal with fresh outbreaks, Victoria's borders remain open for now. Candice Wyatt for 10 News First.
And Stephen's back now with a look at tonight's sport.
Thank you, Jen. The Blues embracing the pressure as they build to Thursday's season opener. Well, the Bulldogs keen on revenge against the Magpies. An emotional victory for Justin Thomas at the Players' Championship. The incredible Premier League goal. And speaking of goals, the backflip is back as Sam Kerr blasts home a hat-trick for Chelsea.
The good, the bad and the downright entertaining from this year's Grammys. And speaking of entertaining, Will Anderson has us covered. That's next. See you soon.
In the race to the finals, they're about to face one of the toughest challenges ever.
We had to find a needle in a haystack.
The best price, the best deals, every day. Buy 3, get 1 free. Bridgestone Passenger, SUV and Yokohama Performance Tyres. Instant cashback on a massive range of top tyre brands.
Within 10 minutes of inhaling cigarette smoke, your blood becomes sticky. Your heart has to pump harder, a clot can form. That can lead to a heart attack, even in your 40s or 30s. Smoking causes sticky blood.
Save up to 15% on your first year's premium when you get a new Allianz comprehensive car insurance policy online. Allianz, supporting Australians for over 100 years, no matter the weather. Search for a quote today.
Introducing Jumpstart Plus by Light and Easy. Jumpstart Plus combines Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service and delicious autumn menu with a new app to track your success and help you achieve your weight loss goals sooner.
I was really surprised with the results that I got with Light and Easy, and they do come quickly.
Every week I've consistently lost weight, and the new Jumpstart program really kick-started that for me.
Fast track your weight loss success with Light and Easy's Jumpstart Plus. Jump online today.
The Mazda Unmissable sale is on. If you're looking for the perfect vehicle at the perfect price, then don't miss this. Take home Mazda CX-5 Max from just $32,990 drive away. But hurry or you'll miss out.
Look around. As the favourites come out, it begins. Observing with an eagle eye. Mastering the art of stashing. Brilliant Ove Grand. Cadbury favourites. Everyone gets their favourites.
Barocca, energy to help keep you on.
At Macca's, we believe supporting Aussie farmers is bigger than all of us. It's why we only use 100% Aussie beef and RSPCA-approved chicken. And for us, this is just the beginning.
The Choices Flooring What's Your Lifestyle sale is now on. We've handpicked a stunning range of timber and wool for our Natural Choices lifestyle collection. Go online and view your Natural Choices sale catalogue, packed full of savings, inspiration and chances to win.
At Devondale, we believe great milk comes from cows that graze free.
Times have been tough on small business, so Visa wants to help connect consumers with small businesses that need your support. It's called Where You Shop Matters, and it's about making a conscious decision, because where you shop can make a real difference.
Everybody out of the water!
It's Bondi's wildest surf.
A lot of things can go wrong out there. It can turn pretty quickly.
Jump on, jump on, jump on!
This is intense. New Bondi Rescue, Thursday on 10.
The AFL is set to announce a groundbreaking new rule to allow concussion substitutes on the eve of the season. With the goalposts put back into the MCG turf today, it signalled the start of a new season and a new way of thinking around head injuries.
I support anything that is
promotes the right decision in the health and welfare of the players, absolutely.
From this season, players will be forced into a mandatory 12-day break should they fail a concussion test, while an announcement on substitutes is expected tomorrow. The pressure is building on Carlton ahead of Thursday night's season opener against Richmond at the MCG. Co-captain Sam Docherty knows the external expectation is mounting as he hopes to help pilot the Blues to their first final series in 8 years.
The AFL season is finally set to take flight, and there is some pressure building on Carlton heading into the season opener. The Blues haven't played finals since 2013 and they're expected to do so sooner rather than later, but co-captain Sam Docherty says the players aren't feeling that burden.
I wouldn't say we feel the weight of expectations externally. I think internally we have our own standards and our own drive to get better and to be a better footy side, and we obviously haven't been where we want to be for a number of years now.
Veteran Eddie Betts is likely to be fit for Thursday night after overcoming a calf problem, but it's no guarantee he'll be selected despite the Blues' injury issues.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not part of the coaching staff, so I'm not sure. He played last week, so he'll be available for selection. It's just whether he gets picked.
The Tigers know all about pressure, and they're set to unfurl their last 2 premiership flags on Thursday night in front of their fans. But there's no indication that the hunger is waning heading into 2021.
Nah, you could never get sick of winning. I think that the type of footy we play typically is, that hunter's mentality, and I think something that holds us in really good is just that competitive nature of all of our players, whether it's our younger players or our more senior players.
Football is finally ready to return to the MCG for the first time in 8 months, and there's expected to be 50,000 fans in attendance. Thursday night can't come soon enough.
The Western Bulldogs are hoping to atone for last year's disastrous opening round loss when they meet Collingwood at the MCG on Friday night. The Bulldogs' 52-point loss to the Magpies last season is still burned in the memory.
One of probably the worst games I've been involved in, to be honest. It was we obviously didn't bring the intensity that we wanted to, and it was a bitterly disappointing night.
McRae believes there will be some extra heat in the game as Adam Treloar prepares to line up against his old side for the first time. Well, there's patience, then there's this. Giants ruckman Matt Flynn will debut this weekend after joining the club way back in 2015.
Tuesday the 24th of November, Matty Flynn walked in to our footy club. He plays his first game 1,944 days later. Woo!
Flynn will be joined by Tanner Bruin on debut against St Kilda on Sunday. Matilda's captain Sam Kerr has served up a hat-trick and a backflip as Chelsea defended their Women's League Cup title. Kerr found the back of the onion bag within 90 seconds of play against Bristol City and then made sure her second came with some extra spin.
Look at that for a celebration, spectacular.
Kerr's hat-trick capping off her finest performance in blue. The final score, an incredible 6-0, the biggest ever Women's League Cup margin. The trophy looking very comfortable in their hands. Arsenal captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was dropped for turning up late to the North London derby. His teammates got the stand-in skipper Alexandre Lacazette sealed it from the spot. An own goal from West Ham ensured Manchester United remained in second place, and Leicester keeping the pressure on the Red Devils after thrashing Southampton 5-0. American Justin Thomas has stormed home to win the Players' Championship in Florida. It's shaped as a shootout between Bryson DeChambeau and Lee Westwood until both found the water on the 4th hole. An emotional Thomas closed with a 64 and 68 over the weekend to hold off Westwood by 1. He dedicated the victory to his late grandfather.
Yeah, I wish I could talk to him, but I know he's watching.
It was Thomas's 14th tour title and his first at the Players' Championship. That is all from me, Jen.
Thank you, Stephen. Kate will be back after the break with the 7-day forecast.
In the race to the finals, they're about to face one of the toughest challenges ever.
We had to find a needle in a haystack. Literally.
Literally.
We don't know what this needle looks like, how big, how small, what colour.
That was just torture.
Oh, mate.
I was
having nightmares just thinking about it.
We're going to be here for hours.
Everything is so sharp, I keep thinking it's a needle.
We cannot be the last team here.
I did not want to go home just because I didn't find a needle in a haystack.
The race to the finals, tonight on 10.
Your dad wants me to download a playlist.
Nothing's fine until I'm all out of faith. You and me, Darren. This is how I feel.
Think that I'll keep loving you way past 65. We made a language for us two, we don't need to describe. Every time you call on me, I drop what I do. You are my best friend and we've got some things to do.
The Herald Sun is pumped for AFL 2021. We'll be your eyes and ears day and night to get you behind the play for just $1 for the first 28 days with 24/7 full digital access. Search Herald Sun offer.
Introducing Macca's new fruit smoothies with no added sugar. And with Aussie RSPCA approved chicken breast, try the new wraps and salads, all prepared to order. There's more to love at Macca's.
Within 10 minutes of inhaling cigarette smoke, your blood becomes sticky. Your heart has to pump harder, a clot can form. That can lead to a heart attack, even in your 40s or 30s. Smoking causes sticky blood.
What's a nice car like that doing in a place like this? Came in for a sandwich. No parts. She reckons the dealer's got her covered. Not even a quick tune-up. Says she has a cap price service plan. What about a spare? Reckons she's got roadside assist. Would you show her the sign? Yes. Well, what'd she say? She said, I'm in.
Join any NIB combined hospital and extras cover online, and we'll waive the 2 and 6 month wait on extras. Plus, join by March 31 and get 1 month free. Join NIB today. It's worth it.
Come on, Dan. That's Up and Go, no added sugar. It's next level goodness. Well, now we're talking, Dan. Now we're talking. Up and Go, no added sugar.
Right now, we could all do with some extra love. And at Metricon, that's exactly what we're giving during our Designer Series Love celebration. Get $50,000 to spend on bonus luxuries for just 10 grand. Like the very latest colours and designs from Laminex, or the beautiful style and luxury of a Reese bathroom. The Metricon Love Celebration, on now.
Up next, tens of thousands of women across Australia march, united by one message, as former staffer Brittany Higgins delivers a powerful call to arms.
Take ownership of your story and free yourself from the stigma of shame.
And strap yourself in because the usually hilarious Will Anderson is promising double the fun. Project next.
On the next Studio 10, Bush frontman Gavin Rossdale.
Olympian Gian Rooney and why she never wants to get back in the pool.
Plus, Doc will unravel the bizarre phone phobia affecting Aussies.
And we'll deliver all the latest news to your living room.
Tomorrow on Studio 10.
Let's go to Kate now for the weather and what can we expect this week?
Jen, we've kicked off the week with some great weather today and we've got more of it on the way this week. Sunny days with temperatures in the mid-20s. Yesterday there was some nice weather in the Grampians, a bit of cloud around which made for a lovely weather photo. This was captured at Moringa Springs by Elena Santapietro. Today Melbourne had its coldest morning of the year. It dropped to 8.9 degrees just before 8 a.m. and it warmed up to 22. Currently it's sitting on 20. On the satellite photo, a band of cloud is stretching from the northwest tropics across the NT and into Queensland and New South Wales, and that's generating showers and storms. But Victoria's cleared. Today, a high has been sitting in the Bight. That brought us clear skies with a chilly morning and then a mostly sunny day. Tomorrow, there might be a few showers in Victoria's far east, but most of the rain will be in Queensland. And that means another wet day for Cairns and Brisbane with showers for Sydney, a cold morning for Canberra, while Adelaide's warming warming up to 25. There is a hot day on the way for Perth at Summery, up at 34 degrees. In Victoria, there'll be patchy morning fog through Gippsland with a few showers in the east, mostly around Orbost and Bairnsdale, but the rest of the state will be fine. It's looking partly cloudy through the south, with temperatures sitting in the low 20s, while up in the north it's looking sunny and it's warming up to the high 20s. Around Melbourne, there'll be patchy fog tomorrow morning, mostly in the outer eastern suburbs, and then it's looking like a partly cloudy day across the city, with temperatures in the low teens in the west and the mid-teens in the east. In Melbourne, it's dropping off to 14 degrees overnight. Then tomorrow's looking partly cloudy, heading for a top of 22 degrees in the city. Looking ahead, we have our whole week of lovely weather. Wednesday is mostly sunny and 26 degrees, 25 degrees the top for Thursday and Friday. And then it's warming up just in time, sunny and 27 degrees on Saturday, and then mostly sunny and 27 degrees on Sunday. So Jen, some perfect weather for us for the weekend.
Loving it. Thank you, Kate. And that's 10 News First for this Monday. I'll have updates through the evening, but for now from the team, good night.